everybody, welcome to Doug's Cars. If you have been a loyal member of this channel, you've noticed that I purchased this car from Tyler Hoover of Hoovie's Garage here in Wichita. I'm out on his favorite abandoned street to film, and it's a great place to go out here. There's no one out here. It's a Sunday afternoon. The interstate's right over there. There's hay bales over here, and here's the 21-year-old M3 that I'm going to be driving back to Virginia tomorrow through various places, including Chicago. It's developed an interesting scraping sound, I believe, in the right front brake disc. I'm hoping that it's just a stone that's trapped behind the brake shield, dust shield. I've had that happen before. If not, well, we'll deal with that as it comes. It drives great. It really does. The engine is smooth, idles perfectly. I went ahead and got some new wiper blades today because they were just shot. But otherwise, everything else is fine. The convertible top is a little slow, but it is very cold out. And I'm hoping that it'll work a little bit better when it gets above, say, 40 or 50 degrees. Everything else is great. The 240 horsepower straight six makes a great sound. I'm gonna drive it through the tunnel that's nearby here that I know Tyler's used before, and hope that we can hear the exhaust, maybe with the windows down. Unfortunately, the scraping noise has kind of overwhelmed that a little bit, but I just turned the radio up a little bit more. Which is an FM AM tape deck, by the way. I did buy a cheap Amazon FM transmitter that does Bluetooth for both phone calls and audio. Of course, it transmits to an FM station, and when you're in a larger city, it's most likely going to be covered by a radio station. So we'll have to see how that goes. But when I'm in the middle of nowhere, hopefully it'll work. For the price, you can't beat it. Anyway, everything else about this car is great. It is a hoopty. It rattles. It shakes a little bit on the highway from the, I think the tires got flat spotted. Again, I bought this car in November, and because of the holidays and Tyler's wedding and honeymoon and all that too, it just got pushed off as to when I could come pick this up. And it's February, and here I am. So hopefully that'll work itself out. I'm gonna check the tire pressures this afternoon. I'm leaving first thing in the morning on my trek back to the East Coast, and hopefully everything will be fine. So again, this is not a straight review of this car. You probably already know this car, but I just wanted to get a few things on film and give you my impressions of something that you might already know because it's kind of already a little bit famous. So I'm on Central Avenue here in eastern Wichita, and I'm right by the Beach Aircraft plant. And there's a tunnel underneath said plant that you've probably seen Tyler drive through, and it's a great little place to like hear exhaust. And I'm waiting for these cars to go by so I can drive through it, slow down, put the windows down, and floor it, because the exhaust note on this M3 is really nice. All right, nothing coming, let's go. I've picked up a little bit of a squeaky squealy sound, which I think I just got a stone stuck in a brake rotor, which is entirely possible considering that I was doing donuts in the barn lawn yesterday. All right, front window's going down. That sounds pretty good. I'll take it. Not too bad for a straight six. So now I'm off on the closed road that Tyler's used in some of his videos. I guess it used to be an on-ramp to I-135, I guess, but now it's just a closed-off road, and it's a great place to do things like, I don't know, a burnout, or just film your car on a road where there's nobody around. Famously, in one of his videos of this car, he was parked up there with the car across the road, and a police officer drove up behind him, unbeknownst to him, of course, because he was facing the camera in the other direction, and asked him what he was up to. So, well, maybe that'll happen, who knows. But for now, I'm gonna do this. I mean, that's just fun. It's nice to be able to do that in a 21-year-old car. I mean, this thing runs great. It's a hoopty. It has some other issues. That weird scrapey noise is bothering me right now, but, and it rattles. It's just a big rattle. I don't know how else to describe it, but it drives very well. It really does. The engine in this is fantastic, and I'm probably going to regret saying that in 1,000 miles or so, but we'll find out. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to begin my trek back to the East Coast, and I'm really hoping that it makes it. I think it will. It really runs fantastically. I haven't been exaggerating at all this entire film, and I just think that the little issues that Tyler had with it and that still exist in some shape or form are kind of the things that make the car a little more difficult to live with, but it still drives very well. And I have my co-pilot with me, the Bentley, just in case. And this is going to be really handy if I break down in front of a Harbor Freight. They don't exist necessarily in the middle of nowhere in Iowa, so hopefully we won't find that out the hard way. But I hope that you will come along for the journey. It's going to be a fantastic ride. I am planning on filming all kinds of things that I do with this car on the trip back. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going to stop at Maker's Mark. I am just going to have a good trip back, I hope. So please join me. Thanks for watching Doug's Cars.